The first time I saw someone play violin in front of me was when I was in 5th grade. As a 10-year-old, I listened to some classical music with my parents. Rather uninterested, all string instruments that sounded relatively similar to me. I had tried my hand at learning piano before giving up far too easily. My 5th grade class was to attend a special performance put on by some students from our school. Growing up in a college town had its perks. Many college kids were eager to put their in-progress education degrees to work. I sat with my class seemingly uninterested until the group began to play. It was a small string ensemble of kids, and it immediately blew me away. The way kids my own age or younger could play such beautiful notes, and how it was as if they knew their own language. I was immediately hooked and wanted to take violin lessons of my own. My mom signed me up for some group classes at the university, and we finally went and rented out my first violin. The week before my first lesson seemed to drag by. I looked longingly at my violin every day, wanting to try my hand at it. My mom strictly told me that I was not allowed to try it until I had my first lesson, and yet, every day I looked at it and tried to put on my chin rest and figure out how to hold it. My first violin book was Suzuki Elements, and I pored over the first few pages, discussing technique. I wanted to be sure that I would succeed in my class. Finally, my first lesson came. I anxiously entered the classroom and sat through the demonstration of how to hold a violin. My hands longed to hold the bow and try dragging it across the strings. It looked so simple. Finally, we were going to be able to try it. My teacher, a college student, gave us our first demonstration on how to play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. I instantly memorized her hand movements and began imitating them myself on my violin. She arranged us in a circle, helping each student with their violin. I didn't want to wait, though, so I let my bow rest on my string and I drew a clear sound. My first try had been a success, so I had to keep going. I played Twinkle Twinkle Little Star from memory, and the class looked at me in shock. I turned red and became embarrassed because I didn't actually know anything about how to read music, but I had somehow fooled everyone into thinking that I did. I went along with this for quite some time. I would learn how to play songs by memorizing the finger movements and by learning the sounds. I was put into private lessons early due to my proficiency in the group classes. This is when my secret was found out. Carrying my Suzuki book into my private lesson, my teacher wanted me to play from sight. I didn't know how to read music. I asked her to play it on the violin for me, but she refused. I asked her to play it on the piano for me, which she also refused. I then had to admit shamefully that I didn't actually know how to read music, and so we started there at the very beginning.